Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. I am, of course, James J. This is Wrestling with Entertainment. And as always, the Ricky to my Robert, Kaliko Yachts.
What is up, everybody? I'm sitting up here drinking coffee because it's been a wrestling hangover this whole entire week.
Yeah. And from the unofficial fifth member of Wrestling with Entertainment, from Dust Busted, Scooter Dust.
And greetings, everybody. I am sitting here in a neck brace because it's been a wrestling car wreck.
As our viewers probably already heard, we're going mayhemless this week.
What do you mean? I'm right here.
No, not that kind of mayhem, Scooter. Mitch mayhem. After last week's death match between Kaliko and Mitch, Kaliko knocked Mitch out harder than Goldberg at Super Showdown.
Zing, that's one. I'm counting these.
Yeah, I had to get him in the parking lot, disrespecting WWE like that.
What do we have our own 24/7 title now?
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Hey, if I ever see R-Truth in the dark alley, I'll go for it.
That might be a hate crime.
Just catch him in the alley at Chuck E. Cheese, and then it won't be a hate crime.
Yeah, of course. Last week we had our death match between Kaliko and Mitch for the AEW Double or Nothing special. I still haven't recovered from going to the show. I'm still half dead. And then
Jesus.
watching 8 hours of wrestling every day since then hasn't been good for my health either.
Yeah.
But Scooter, you wasn't here last week. Maybe tell us your brief thoughts on Double or Nothing.
Yeah, he'll be the tiebreaker. Let him be the tiebreaker.
Well, Double or Nothing, I have to admit, I myself did not watch it. I'm not gonna pay. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna pay $49.95 for a company that's not gonna be part of a service or
a glorified t-shirt company.
Yeah. At least like when they come to TV, I'm sure there's gonna be something that they're gonna then they'll have to be competitive. But in terms of in terms of reading it and looking at the actual event, I mean, this might have been one of the best independently produced pay-per-views ever.
Really?
And I'm not just saying that because my boy Trent Beretta, almost stole the show with Chuck Taylor against Angelico and Jack Evans. The Young Bucks, Lucha Brothers, something that they've done, Jericho, Omega. Yes, it's going to be a guaranteed great match every time, and that I don't think that takes away from the whole thing of the event. But I'm the one flaw I think with this event is that they didn't crown a champion.
Yeah, no, they didn't.
Why do a pay-per-view the initial pay-per-view and not crown a champion, and that way that's how you build the brand, and then it's just
See, you were thinking in the same way that I was thinking, because to me, I watched the show, but to me personally, and Jay can attest to this when I said it, To me, this was no different than the very first time New Japan had their show, the G1 in Long Beach.
Long Beach, yeah.
To me, people were going to walk into it with rose-colored glasses, so no one's going to look at it from a critical eye, per se. So
But
to me, the
Japan
first
brought
half
it.
was okay. The first half was okay. The second half picked up to me. Personally, I would have thought they would have crowned a champion, but I just didn't see. I see why they had Jericho win to give Hangman a credible opponent, but the same people that would say Jericho's the GOAT for being able to fight for the title are the same people that are bitching that Brock has the briefcase. So, I mean, who am I to judge? You know what I mean? So that's how I took it. To me, I think it sucked for them not having a champion and not being able to follow up till 2 months later, because the next week NXT came on, and now I'm like, where's AEW, right? And they're not going to have another show until August 31st. By that time,
my birthday, by the way.
Right, like a next televised show until August 31st. And by that time, you got SummerSlam, you have the G1 coming, you have you had the Saudi Arabia show, the Takeover show. It's SummerSlam. So you had like there's a whole 2 months where you could be forgotten. And that to me was the biggest flaw to them, to not have an immediate follow-up. Not to mention their biggest free agent acquisition, going to New Japan and winning the IWGP US title.
Yeah, it was. Honestly, like you said, the New Japan show. When they first came to Long Beach, the people saw the show through rose-colored glasses. But New Japan brought it. They had one of the most phenomenal shows ever.
At that show,
it was a special event.
Yeah, they also had it on basic TV, which, that's a big deal to get it to where people can access it without paying $50, which I think that was a big deal.
Yeah, but even not $50, the New Japan World is only 999 yen, which is roughly $10 American. And so New Japan is a lot more obtainable than this was at this time. And obviously, it's soon to be revealed what they do. But it was it felt like a big show because it was a big show, because it's the first show. But it kind of felt unimportant because there was one championship match on the card, and it wasn't even for their championships.
Yeah.
But
and that's what Scooter alluded to.
Yeah.
Isn't it great to have a civilized conversation about AEW without Mitch?
See, and that's what I kept trying to tell y'all, man. Everybody, he was labeling me a hater, but I try to look at it from a reason perspective, because I look at it from all.
He went from having Joey Ryan's junk in his mouth to Tony Khan's junk in his mouth.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
Okay. The first, we are starting with our first segment. It's a new segment. We are wrestling with the Dust Storm with Scooter Dust.
Ooh, the Dust Storm. All right.
I just came up with that right now on the fly.
I had a feeling you did.
Yeah, that was a shoot.
All right. Well, let's see. Well, considering that the original name of my podcast was actually The Shoot with Scooter Dust, let's shoot from the hip, shall we?
Let's go.
And let's see, what should we talk about? John Cena is officially in the cast of the new Fast and the Furious movie.
Everybody knows that the best Fast and the Furious movies were 6 through 8.
there's a potential behind the scenes feud brewing between Goldberg and Matt Riddle.
I've noticed that. Like, Riddle has been trolling his ass, yo.
And Goldberg blocked him
Blocked
on Twitter. Just straight up like blocked.
But I gotta commend Matt Riddle. He's a shitstormer. He tries to get into people's business and try to get himself a rivalry on the main roster. You have to commend him for that.
Yeah, because he's been in Brock's DMs all day.
And Kurt Angle. He tried to get a match with Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that too. So I give him cops.
And we're gonna talk about the Taker Goldberg match, but there are so many things, and there's one important thing I want to bring up, and that's the point that was made by Big Vito. The fact that, one, and spoiler alert, just in case, Goldberg knocks himself out. Nope. Match doesn't stop. They keep wrestling. Busted open the hard way. No stoppage. Taker drops Goldberg literally on his head in a tombstone. And I've taken a friggin' tombstone. They specifically tell you, cradle your damn head or you'll break your frickin' neck. No stoppage of the match. The WWE has added a lot more evidence to their concussion lawsuit because of that match alone.
You think so?
Oh, I think it's gonna show a what's the term,
evidence?
I guess like a lack of consideration.
Like negligent?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Somebody posted a fan posted footage of Goldberg collapsing after the match.
Really?
Yes. Okay.
Well,
two more bits of news.
We'll get into that a little later, but I will say this for the time being. You have two over 50-year-old men.
Yep.
In over 100-degree weather, trying to be athletic. When Undertaker at this point is more machine than man at this point. He's had so many surgeries. But Goldberg, who's never really been known for great feats of athleticism, it was doomed from the start, in my opinion.
Absolutely. I have two more little bits, and then we can get into the meat and potatoes of this. Ali announcing he's donating all the money he made at Super Showdown to charity.
Oh, that's dope.
Donated to Charity Water, charity dedicated to bringing clean and safe drinking water to people in need all around the world.
Oh, that's a pretty good cause.
Yeah,
we wouldn't. This wouldn't be fun if I didn't close this out with another screw up. This time from Impact Wrestling, and the good old boys there at the Pursuit Channel, Austin Falk, who I write my closed captions for. The idiots there. They aired the wrong episode of Impact.
What?
What?
Yep.
Oh.
Last when was it? Yep, last night. Last night they aired the same episode of Impact that they aired last week. So any of the stuff I wrote last night's episode ain't gonna get seen.
Damn. But then,
Wow.
is that a fault on Impact's part or on the or the TV station
channel?
part?
Oh, the closed captioning is outsourced to a third party company, and that's who I work for.
No, but I mean, is them re-airing the same episode? Is that
Oh.
on Impact or is that on the TV stations for not realizing it?
It is on the TV station.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was on the TV station. Impact when they realized what happened, they couldn't. They had no power in themselves to stop. So they immediately uploaded last night's episode that was supposed to air onto Twitch.
Oh wow! Just when this is what happens when you bounce from channel to channel.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Again, I still can't find them on my TV.
You know what? Just put them on the back of a milk carton. You might.
If you really want to torture yourself, you can always subscribe to Impact Plus.
Oh God, no.
That doesn't even sound right.
Plus.
Impact Plus.
Josh Matthews. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
All right, but that's I think about all the dust I'm kicking up.
That was enough dust to choke all of us right now. That I can say for sure.
And Mitch, that's how you do it.
Oh, boy. This episode's already been way anti-Mitch.
Wait! I hear we're getting nominated for a Webby.
Ooh, awesome!
You might as well play Tupac and just go, first off, fuck your bitch. I'm just waiting on the two hit 'em up Tupac to come in the background. That's all I'm doing.
Yo, Tupac, go ahead and rock this. Now I climb around when I hang around with the underground. Go use the brown, sing it down when I come around. All right, I'm not gonna finish that.
Oh shit!
I know my Tupac from the Digital Underground days and the California Love days and.
No, that was great.
I also don't want to get a copyright strike here. So.
Oh, don't worry, nobody important's watching.
Yeah, if we get a lawsuit at my door, then I know the feds watching.
Oh, I've had plenty of videos, that have been, struck with copyrights.
All right,
like I ain't making money.
What's your next piece of the news?
That was actually the last piece.
Oh, I thought you had an announcement as well.
Yes. Yes, I mentioned to the boys before we came on the air tonight. I have offered to help a former WWE superstar legend. You know him as one half of the Rockers, Marty Jannetty, who has cried out on social media for help with his substance issues, his alcohol issues, and I felt as a wrestling fan, and as somebody who has gone through those personal battles and has been clean for about 8 years now.
Congrats.
Thank you. I felt that maybe I was somebody who could, point him in at least the right direction.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that
it's
should
great
be.
that he wants to try again for what, the 50th time?
Yeah. I mean, it's all in the way. It's all in the way he asked it, though. It's like, God, it's like saying, "Oh, I want to stop partying, but I can't."
Yeah.
It was kind of like that. Like somebody has to make me stop. In almost that way.
Well, isn't that what substance abuse is?
Yes, that is exactly what substance abuse is, and in the end, nobody else is responsible for the abuse but yourself.
Yeah. And I get that, but not everybody has that problem, but the race is different in each individual.
Yes, it absolutely is.
And some people like to on their own. Some people need a actual system of support. So I mean, whatever helps him. But the main thing is that he gets better. I just hate when people like wrestlers are on the shitty end of those jokes because they're the ones who hit this. Like them and comedians for some odd reason take like drugs and alcohol and like as far as like abuse, and it's like they take it the hardest when it comes to like the public spewing hate on them or pretty much treating them like crap. So I just want them to have a speedy recovery.
Yep, and Marty, if you're out there, get back to me as soon as possible, and I will, do what I can to help you on your own road to recovery.
Yeah. I think like Marty Jannetty is one of those guys where you could point at him and say he could have been a top guy just as long as he would have stayed out of trouble.
Yeah.
Because he was a great worker. Obviously not as charismatic as Shawn Michaels. Obviously never going to be as big as Shawn Michaels. But he could have been in that intercontinental scene for a good amount of years.
I mean, they had him go over Shawn Michaels for the Intercontinental title. Never forget that.
Which was coincidentally the first ever title change on Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that was only to progress the storyline, not so much we believe in you, we're giving you a push.
Well, because Marty screwed up at the beginning of '93, and they wanted to close it out at WrestleMania. They couldn't do that because Marty screwed up, and so that's why the whole thing, Marty coming out from the crowd thing happened, and
WrestleMania 8 was completely snake bitten from the start.
That would be WrestleMania 9.
Because that was because WrestleMania 9 was supposed to have been Jannetty versus Michaels, but it ended up being Michaels versus Tatanka.
Okay. I could have sworn they said the original plan was for WrestleMania 8, but
the original plan was for WrestleMania 8, and it was also for WrestleMania 9. Because they had the barbershop incident. Jannetty was injured around '91,
and Marty got fired.
And then he got fired like multiple times in between that time. Come back.
It just wasn't. It was never not meant to be, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one of those things where timing wouldn't have helped it anyway.
Yep.
All right, Scooter, you want to wrap up things up?
Well, you know what? That's actually all the dust I have got. I think it's time to let the dust settle, so to speak. Wow, I got a bunch of one-liners. And let's get into the meat and potatoes.
I actually have we're going to one more new segment.
Ooh, okay.
A moment with James J. Because I have one piece of news that I'd like to share.
All right, look at this.
I don't know if you guys heard, but Joey Ryan has decided that he's going to stay on the Independents.
Oh, there goes those indie shirts he had on sale.
Yeah. I for some reason I thought you were going to say Joey Ryan decided to shave his bush.
What?
So I don't know. My mind's in the gutter. Don't pay any attention to the man behind
the when this was announced, friend of the show, Jim Cornette, tweeted out, and I'm going to read that tweet out for you guys.
Let's hear that.
Breaking news! Lion Shit star Joey Ryan has announced he will not leave the Indies. He has no choice. Nobody will take him, and will continue to crisscrossing the country asking people to grab his crotch and getting puked on by other wrestlers. God damn, motherfucker.
Well, I will say this. He did say Joey Ryan. He said nothing about Magnum.
Magnum.
Magnum, as Joey Ryan is known as in some circles.
No. I only know him as Joey Ryan.
It was a joke from a couple of months ago, going back to the John Oliver segment.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Now we know.
when the WWE moved to block AEW's Joey Ryan offer. Speaking of people moving all over the place, God, oh my God, with the Impact tapings and who showed up, TJP is now back on Impact.
Figured.
Sawyer Fulton is now a part of Impact. And he kept the name.
Who?
Really?
Yep, Sawyer Fulton of Sanity.
Oh, of Sanity. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, he's now a part of Impact.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was interesting. But the thing I didn't know is that TJP was he wrestled under Suicide.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
Manic. He was Manic.
Oh, Manic. Yeah, Manic.
Yeah.
Manic. Yeah, Manic. Sorry about that.
Okay, Manic. I think it's the same mask though.
Yeah.
Same dude.
It was the same shit. But
yeah.
Same shit.
Alright, and that will conclude a moment with James J. And now, as Scooter has said, time to get to meat and potatoes.
Wait a minute, I have a moment. Wait, no.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just fucking with y'all. I just want to say.
Oh.
We need a moment with Kaliko. Maybe next week.
Wah, 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 wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
We are wrestling with NXT Takeover 25. This was from WWE's home, Connecticut. I don't think they've ever had a showdown, an NXT. Okay.
Not a takeover, because they had like 88 Brooklyn takeovers for sure.
But it was it was in Bridgeport at the Webster Bank Arena.
Yep.
Going back home. Honestly, I've seen better takeovers.
Yeah. I'll agree.
Yeah,
it was solid, but
not spectacular.
It was solid, but to me, it wasn't the best. To me, Takeover Dallas was just that card was top to bottom like stacked. But yeah, it wasn't up there. It was solid, which you would have thought for 25 it would have been a lot bigger than what it was. Yeah. So
yeah. And let's get into it. We're gonna only cover the top matches from this card. We're going to skim through the rest. The Street Profits defeated Bobby Fisk, Kyle O'Reilly, Steve Cutler, Wesley Blake, Oni Lorcan, Danny Bortz in a ladder match to win the vacant NXT Tag Team titles. I don't think we've talked a lot or any about the Street Profits on the show yet.
Oh, I love the Street Profits. I love him, dude.
Yeah, I mean, and they're in WWE 2K19, and I just, it was, it's now at a point where, the NXT has to make the new teams. They have to push the new teams because all the great teams they have are, now up on the main roster. The only remaining team being the Undisputed Era.
Right.
They just had That was one of the great things about NXT was the tag team division.
And now it's kind of up in the air at this point.
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's up in the air. I would say it's transitional because, I mean, the only solid tag team that you can think of other than Undisputed Era was the Street Profits, because the Forgotten Sons, they're kind of like new on the scene, finding their ways out.
Why not put Mustache Mountain into this match?
That's a good question, but I always thought Mustache Mountain, as much as they were the former NXT tag champs, I think that it would probably bolster their NXT UK roster better, because at this point NXT is already like known as a brand, so it wouldn't matter who's under the umbrella. You know, they would be known. And to me, you can't be given the titles to the Undisputed Era so many times. Have Street Profits be a defending tag team and elevate all these other tag teams through their matches, which that makes sense to me. But see, Mitch, I can criticize WWE.
Hope you're watching.
I just had to get.
Okay, so I'm probably gonna get heat with you. I don't like the Street Profits, and I don't think they should have won this match.
Who you thought should have won?
Honestly, I thought if it wasn't going to be O'Reilly and Fish, I was thinking Cutler and Wesley Blake.
I was also thinking the Forgotten Sons were gonna win, and that Jackson Riker was in for a main event push.
Well, the only thing I was thinking with that was because the Forgotten Sons and Street Profits have been kind of feuding back and forth, so first crack would be like the Forgotten Sons. That's why I was thinking. Okay, with the Street Profits, and plus you gotta give props to Angelo Dawkins, because that dude's been there since day one, and he's been able to find his footing, and he's finally got something where, you know, he actually got a footing on, you know. So much as you may like the Street Profits, I respect that guy's like resolve through all of it.
Again, I disagree with you, Kaliko. I think Dawkins is the Genetti of this team. I think Ford is a lot better than him. And I think if they gave Ford a push and made him more of a serious guy, he could be a top guy. Right. But as like we said with the Forgotten Sons, Viking Raiders were a babyface tag team. My just analogy is put it on a heel tag team, make Cutler and Blake, and have them feud with the Profits to where it's a cat and mouse game.
While that's true, I think the chase. The thing is what, and now just go and now harken this back to Enzo and Cass. The chase was always better, but it won't be in Jack if they don't actually conquer. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you can't keep chasing forever. You see what I'm saying? Eventually, you got to get over the hump. So they've been chasing for a while. I mean, they've been up in the main event. They had the tag team title shot.
Have been chasing. It's hard to chase the Viking Raiders, though.
I get no, because they had a tag title shot with I forgot who it was. It might have been the Viking Raiders, and they probably got demolished. But then they fell off. They fell off for a while, though. It's not like they stayed in that picture. They rebuilt. They not like rebuilt themselves as a tag team, but kind of like, you know, got their wits about them, and they finally and they got the titles. I think it's good for them. I mean, them solo cups was all over the place. You know how many Street Profit solo cups I've been trying to find, but
I got a big bag of red solo cups if you want them. I mean,
hey, I want the ones with the SP, baby. I gotta rep them boys. But I just
cut it,
for them to
print it, cut it out, and stick it on a red cup.
Take a Sharpie.
take a Sharpie and put SP on.
Yeah, you could do that too. if you really want to half-ass it.
If I really want to have it. But to me, it just for their resolve. And plus, it was Montez's birthday like the day before, so they kind of like gave
that
it to
means
him.
nothing. They trust people on their birthdays.
Oh, I mean, they Triple H hooked them up, so hell, that tells you something.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the tag team division now. And can we just stop for a moment and say what a beating Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish took during this match?
Oh.
They got clobbered.
Oh my God, O'Reilly was. I thought he needed a wheelchair. I thought he was going to Kaiser.
They can no longer be considered Caucasian on a census.
Yeah, because it would be blue-black.
It's like, good God, the marks on their back.
And
yeah.
And like later on, like you kind of was scared for O'Reilly's health. When they came out later for Adam Cole, he was fine, and he was lifting Adam Cole on his shoulder, and Bobby Fish was the one that had his arm in a sling.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Like what the fuck? Like what the fuck? I thought O'Reilly was the one that was hurt here.
Good point to what happened.
Fish, I think, might have actually injured himself and torn something.
Yeah.
And I think they might have just been precautious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he competed after since then. So I don't think it was like a major injury.
I think it was just it could have been a work for all we know, but
yeah.
I mean, you bring up Adam Cole, and there's an interesting fact regarding that main event, but I want to bring that up when we get to it.
Well, let's get into it. Adam Cole pinned Johnny Gargano to win the NXT Championship.
Okay. Dave King Meltzer.
Yes.
Dave King Meltzer.
Okay.
Give this match, and it's a great friggin' match. And this has nothing to do with Gargano Gold. They were excellent. They were great. This is about Meltzer being a pretentious cocksucker. He gave it 5.25 stars.
Yeah, no, this wasn't a 5.25 star match.
Making it only the second match that Meltzer has given more than 5 stars.
The second?
The second.
Only because it wasn't at the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, it would have had like 82 stars if it was in the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah, it would have had like more stars than we could count. Would have been a constellation. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, I think Meltzer is at heart a fanboy, and he has his favorites. And right now, his boner is for Johnny Gargano.
I mean, I have no problem with that, but to me, when it comes to like how matches are rated, I always look at it. It's based on opinion, man. Like not everybody's gonna think the same. One match is greater, or one match is great. It's always gonna be one group that says it sucks, and one group. They're taking something that's objective and trying to rate it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To me, that kind of screws it up, because for people who hasn't seen the match, let's say he gave a match at Takeover a 3 or a 2 or whatever, right? To me, that hurts because it gets people to have a bias to not even want to see the match for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It gives people, I'll take your word for it, rather than, them actually watching the match. And it might be something that they really enjoy.
I mean, but considering he's given Omega Okada 7 stars.
Because it was at the Tokyo Dome, Mark.
Yeah. But,
I think that's the only, wait a minute, that match in the John Cena match, the CM Punk John Cena match. I think those were the only two that you gave 5 stars.
No,
In the last
believe it
couple
or
of
not, the last Adam Cole Johnny Gargano match got 5.5 stars.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So he's upped it to 10 stars now. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
No, it's like 5. Like, I mean, I guess so, but like,
Well, the match
just-
itself was a good match. Unfortunately, I did not think it was as good as the 2 out of 3
Takeover.
falls match.
Yeah. 3 falls match is way better.
Yeah. And it just goes to show you that Adam Cole had a point. His one fall that he had over Gargano meant a lot more than Johnny's 2 afterwards.
Yep.
You actually, Kaliko, you was in Hero for that episode. And me and Mitch were talking about it made Adam Cole look really weak because he tapped out twice in a row on in the same match. But I guess that was to get to this match here.
Exactly.
yeah.
I mean, Gargano, he's like the Mr. WrestleMania of takeovers, right? So he's going to be good.
Takeover.
He's going to be he's going to be good win, lose or draw. When I was at the show, I didn't think it took away because the most important match in a 2 out of 3 falls is always the first match. So if you don't get the one, you can't get the other, right? So he had a point where like, yo, if this was one fall, I could have kicked your ass. And it showed by him, and it gave him validation by him winning the NXT championship.
Well, I guess nobody really expected Johnny Gargano to hold the belt for that long. It's been, 3 months now since he's done his first defense?
True, but I think he's always had a bad... It kind of goes in the storyline where he's always had a bad record of defenses. Because remember, DIY, when he won the tag titles, lost in his first defense, won the North American title, lost in his first defense, won the NXT title, lost in his first defense. I'm seeing a pattern, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe they'll make that a storyline down the line.
To where, like,
now it just makes Johnny look bad.
I don't think so. It just shows a pattern. So maybe someone can bring it up. Like, I don't know if they're going to go back to Ciampa versus Gargano, but hell, at least Ciampa was a successful champ and say, hey, you couldn't even defend it when you got it. So, something to go back to.
It's interesting what NXT is going to look like in 6 months down the line, whether or not Adam Cole stays champion, if they call him up to the main roster. Obviously, Gargano is just going to stay a staple of NXT, which I don't think is a bad thing.
No, it's not. But I would think that the Undisputed Era is a pillar, and I don't think they're going anywhere.
For the time being, until they find somebody to replace them.
I could see them going, I don't want to go up until a certain point.
Yeah.
I could totally do that.
So that's the coverage of NXT Takeover. Now we are wrestling with Best of the Super Juniors Finals. The first match we'll be covering is Switchblade Jay White. He defeated Hiroshi Tanahashi. Not a bad match. Obviously, Tanahashi isn't the Tanahashi of 5 years ago, maybe not even a year ago. And obviously it shows.
Yeah, it shows, but I also think where he had to have a rebound, because keep in mind, he won the IWGP Heavyweight title, lost it in his first defense.
True.
He's got to look formidable, especially with Jericho getting a shot at the title.
Come on.
I don't think he's going to needs a foe better than the person he beat.
Yeah. Oh.
That's my opinion.
The one thing I will say about Tanahashi is whenever he has a match, you are emotionally invested in that match because you really want to see him succeed, knowing how badly damaged he is.
Oh yeah, and he's practically the John Cena of New Japan anyway. So I mean, he's already got an investment. He already has a legacy. But it also placates, their rivalry that they had, because you keep in mind they wrestled at Wrestle Kingdom 12, and then they wrestled at G1, and then you see what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
they
it's just progressing that rivalry.
Progressing the rivalry, right? So
yeah,
and it's a good rivalry. I think it's something. I think Tanahashi's a guy that can bring out the best in Jay White. And make it realistic that you need to take him seriously, just for me.
Yeah, if you seem to notice, Jay White's beaten Tanahashi, Okada, two of the big four of New Japan.
That is true. I mean, but hell, we'll see where it goes after this. I think it was just something to keep him busy or to keep him formidable, because it didn't look good for him to lose his title with the first defense. But hey, we'll see where it goes.
Down that mountain that he needs to climb.
Personally, I think Okada's the guy he's got to climb. Personally.
Well, he climbed that mountain last year.
I mean, true, but Okada beat him for the title, and that's the ultimate goal, right? To get
but how many times did Jay White beat Okada before he won the title from him? Him winning the championship was the payoff.
True, but he's going to want to get it back. And to me, him beating someone he feels he has his number puts him in the right direction as far as trajecting himself back in the title picture.
True. What are your thoughts, Scooter?
Well, I mean, quite honestly, I don't normally watch, the best of the Super Juniors. I don't normally watch New Japan. If I come across it, on, I'll turn it on, of course. Honestly, nothing. Wait, going back to our picks. What was it? I picked Marty. I picked Marty Scurll, not Will Ospreay. From what I hear, that was great. I did watch his speech after, saying he wants to be the one to step up. After they've lost Cody, the Bucks, and Omega, and well, they haven't lost Omega, not yet, but and the other thing I did watch was Jon Moxley, Juice Robinson.
And that brings us to our next match. Jon Moxley, in his first match outside of WWE, defeated Juice Robinson to win the IWGP United States Heavyweight Championship.
Well, there goes that exclusivity that everyone was talking about with Moxley and AEW. I kind of figured that was going to happen because
you mean Dean Ambrose versus CJ Parker?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
CJ Parker, that's right. That's like an FCW match right there. But
by the way, Juice Robinson's actual full name is, believe it or not, Joey Ryan Robinson.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm not kidding.
So he's the original dick guy?
Yeah, except his bush is in braids.
Cornrows.
Cornrows, yes.
Yeah, but in this match, he actually cut off the cornrows.
And the Samson effect.
Yeah, I think he kind of took that serious. It was to show that he took it seriously, and
honestly, I like it. I think he looks better without the cornrows.
I mean, but that you should know when people are changing, that means they're gonna lose. In New Japan, that's a dead giveaway that they're gonna lose at some point because Okada went for Rainmaker just to carrying balloons and
Crazy
shit.
balloon guy.
You know what I mean? So
look, I think
when they overhaul their shit, they're losing, bro.
The question I want to know is, will Jon Moxley lose to a little kid again?
I would think so, unless because he's gonna have to drop the title before AEW, right?
Not necessarily.
I mean, yeah, I would think so.
If he's gonna be in the G1, that's a whole month of matches that he's going to be.
Oh, he's not gonna. No, he's not gonna be in the G1. No way. No way.
I mean,
he's not gonna have the energy to do that. He's doing his career on his terms now, and given the fact that now that he's got the IWGP US belt, that's something probably AEW wants to take advantage of.
But how could they take advantage of it when?
Because this was a title created technically
by Kenny, right?
To be defended in America.
Oh, that is true. That is true. But I think he'll probably lose it at the G1 because the first two nights of the G1 is in Dallas. So it makes sense for him to lose.
Kaliko, the first the G1, there are no title matches in the whole tournament. So
yeah, but that's the point. If he's not in the G1, I would think he would have a title match, right?
I guess, but anybody that's Rotterdam is going to be in the tournament. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
They're not going to have time to do a United States Championship match when they're going to be in a 1 month tournament.
So that means he would have to be in the G1 to have a loser in order to lose the belt to someone. I mean, that's the only way that makes sense, right?
Well, however you look at it, he's holding that belt until September. Because
at least till September.
Yeah, because New Japan, they don't do any championship matches from July to August because of the G1.
The G1s, yeah. So to me, I mean, so either he's in the G1 and he loses, because it wouldn't make sense to be like, okay, he beat Juice gets a title shot 2 months down the line. I mean, it kind of makes sense, but the only way it would make sense for him to have to defend the title against somebody is if he's in the G1 and he actually loses to somebody.
Yeah. Well, I don't think if he was
because that's
in
New
the G1,
Japan's locked in.
I don't think if he was in the G1 that he would actually win the whole shebang. So he would be dropping some matches.
He would win the whole shebang, but there have to be somebody who would be deemed formidable to beat him either once, a couple of people to either beat him once or twice, into making him defend the title after the G1 in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently, Mox has expressed interest in competing in the G1.
So I would think he would have to be the G1, maybe get in a block with the same as Juice Robinson. Maybe Juice gets him on the payback, and then they have the runoff after the G1. Unless we see that list, because we know for sure Okada's in. We know for sure Tanahashi will be in. We know for sure Naito's going to be in. We know sure Jay White's going to be in. So that's like 4. And if you put Moxley 5, and then maybe a couple of Bullet Club people like Fale, Tama, so Ishii. So I'm thinking like to see how that builds out, who's gonna beat, because he's not gonna run the gamut. I don't see him running the gamut and
He's no
winning
Shingo
this.
Takagi.
Oh no. Oh no. Hell no. He's not even Omega and not Omega, but Okada when he ran the gamut. So I mean
I just like to say during this match between Juice and Moxley, it was a slobber knocker. Juice jumped off of the vomitorium and missed Moxley and almost broke his ass. He hurt his leg.
yeah.
He hurt his arm. He was bleeding. There was a couple of table spots. I would highly recommend this match because it was incredibly entertaining.
And Moxley came out with the new tights too. Like, oh,
yeah,
look
I
at
can
you!
only own tights.
Look at you! You can actually wear something other than jeans and a wife beater. Okay, that's what's up. But but his promo after the match showed why they script promos though. Like
shout out to my wife Renee.
You know what I mean? 'Cause he was all over the board with it. You know, he kind of hyped up Juice, and then he kind of went at New Japan, and he was kind of all over the place. So, I mean, people can.
The way that I viewed that was, okay, this is I'm gonna say I'm not gonna do the promo now. I'm just gonna thank New Japan for bringing me, thank Juice for the match, be the civilized guy, and then after I'm done with all that shit, then I get into the promo where I bash him. You kind of know what I mean?
I get it, but you wouldn't be giving big ups to someone that you've been torturing the whole time. I mean, hey, I'd like to thank you for allowing me to rape you. Like that don't make sense, right? Like that's what that sounded like to me. I'd like to thank you for allowing me to go and torture you for 3 months. You know what I mean? Like kind of throws everything off. Like if you didn't like him, you obviously jumped on his ass for a reason. Wasn't for, because he was
mind games, and it worked.
Yeah, I mean, worked for some. For me, it was like, eh.
Alright, next match. The best of the Super Junior Finals. Will Ospreay defeated Shingo Takagi. This is another barn burner of a match. 10 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
20 stars in the Tokyo Dome.
I did
35 stars.
40.
35, 45, 45, can we get 50, 50, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60.
69.
69. There you go.
I put a I put an interesting picture in the chat. You look at it, get a chance, because I kind of overlooked this on the whole screw up thing, but it's funny, and we can go back to that after this discussion.
I'm looking at it right now.
that was legit for like.
Oh shit! Like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
I mean that looks like that. Yeah, that looks like WWE 2K19.
It is.
They got the Titron. Shout out to the WWE 2K19.
Props to them, because that was a pretty accurate view of the staging area.
And,
I know they were just missing the poker chips at the top. Jesus Christ!
And the people and it being called WWE Double or Nothing.
Yeah, I saw that on the pay-per-view. Yeah, yeah, I see that. Oh my God, we'll get to that later. But with the Ospreay thing, I'm still trying to figure out what they're gonna do with this guy, man, because he's like in the light heavyweight, then he goes to open weight, then he comes back to light heavyweight. So I'm like, where the hell are you gonna be, bro? Like,
okay, so
it's like he's playing a hokey pokey with the junior division, yo.
I've never really been
right. his left foot in and shaking it all about.
Never been a real big fan of Will Ospreay. I don't really like him that much.
Yeah,
And I'm really high on Shingo Takagi after he won 9 straight matches in a row. So I was pretty disappointed and bummed that Ospreay won. But like I get it because he's the bigger star in that scenario, especially being in the Rocky Goto Shimo Hall. And he's moving to Japan, so they wanna put a rocket up his ass. So I get that, but it doesn't mean I have to like it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but they got to do something because they literally lost a whole platoon of soldiers, and with Kenny and them leaving, I mean, they may not be gone there or whatever, but until then, they got to do something to fill the time. They just can't sit there and wait on Kenny to come back. So,
It's true,
I mean, they're just doing what's best for them.
And if you think about it, that main event was 2 heavyweights anyway, because Shingo is tips the scale at not 0.9999 to get to that just under that weight class, and Will Ospreay is like 5 pounds away from being a heavyweight. Hey, so he's 1 Big Mac away. So.
One half a Big Mac away. Jesus Christ.
So,
but
my thoughts was, why not if you give it to Shingo, he could be the figurehead of that, of the juniors, and put Ospreay in the G1 later on next month, or do the reverse, have Shingo in the G1. But I guess we'll see about that.
Well, didn't they announce the card? So he's getting the shot at Dominion, right? So we got to figure out.
Ospreay's fighting Dragon Lee.
Right.
So it would make sense if they had the junior heavyweight champion in the G1. Unless Dragon Lee wins. To make it
credible? I mean, to make it credible, unless Dragon Lee wins and joins the G1. I mean, that's the only thing. But
sure. I think they might keep the belt on Dragon Lee for the time being until Hiromu comes back, because that's where they want to go with it.
And I don't blame him. Shit, that was an awesome match, and then he just
Unfortunately, Dragon Lee has heat on him for hurting Hiromu.
I mean, that kind of wasn't his fault, but
it wasn't his fault. But that doesn't stop people from blaming him.
Yeah, that don't stop people from true. Yeah. So, but I mean, we'll see if they put the usually they don't. I can't remember what was the last light heavyweight champion that was in the G1. That was the actual belt holder.
I don't think that's ever happened, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so that would be something crazy. The last time the junior heavyweight champion actually faced a champion was Ospreay and Okada.
No, Ospreay versus Jay White.
Was it Ospreay Jay White? Because I thought Okada personally challenged.
Actually, no, he was never openly. He was never. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I thought he was the champ when that happened.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. No, you're right.
So that's what I'm thinking. I mean, it could be something different. But we gotta just see where they go with it. I mean.
Yeah. Alright, and that concludes our coverage of the Super Juniors. Now we're wrestling with WWE Super Showdown from Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. First match
WrestleMania 38.
Yeah.
At least to me, anyway. That was like a WrestleMania. That's basically what that was. But
or as I call it, WrestleMania 35.
35.
WrestleMania on Prozac.
Shit, Prozac, Percocets, Jesus.
No, because if it was on Percocets, it might even be enjoyable. But
so Seth Rollins defeated Baron Corbin to retain the WWE Universal Champion. No shocker there, but Brock Lesnar came out and tried to cash in on Seth, but
Seth got him in the balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seth got him in the balls after Paul Heyman tripped.
I think it's fun because like a lot of the case holders like they have that no I'm gonna cash in now but get thwarted at the end, and it shows that Brock Lesnar's no different.
Nah, to me, I like it because Brock Lesnar is more like, I know I'll beat your ass and I'll do it when I feel like it. That's what I liked about it.
That was on Raw, but
no, I think that's going to be him in general.
Yeah, but if Seth keeps kicking him in the balls and
unless he wears a cup.
Oh, you got it, Scooter.
I mean, yeah, he got to have a cup. He's a UFC. He's a
UFC. Watch that happen. Rollins goes for it. It does nothing. And Lesnar's just like, come on. He just keeps kicking him low. Then all of a sudden he just pulls out this like steel cup and goes, Then Rollins just looks like, oh shit.
Okay, that's a pretty good storyline.
Except that's more like something a face would do.
Yeah. But I just like the fact that like for once the briefcase is not where, oh yeah, I gotta sneak up on your ass. It's like, oh, I know I'll beat your ass. I'm just waiting on when I want to. And that's something different. I like that. I like that. Where he's like, shh, I'll do it when I feel like it. Hell, even when Heyman was like, cash it in now, you got it now. He's like, oh, fucking Friday. I got this shit. Like, I like that. I don't know. It's just something about that. I like that.
Next match, Shane McMahon defeated Roman Reigns. And honestly, this is the most Shane McMahon's ever won in his career.
But he's the best in the world!
Don't even get me started, Scooter. Don't get me started.
Yeah, oh my God. Shane McMahon, he's the best. I mean, it furthers the storyline. It keeps him busy. I mean, that's the whole point, right?
He's a terrible heel. Probably the worst in any company at this point.
Maybe he can spend a little bit more time learning to put his shirt on the correct way. If you notice on SmackDown, his T-shirt was backwards.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, I skimmed through SmackDown now. Alright, next match, Randy Orton defeated Triple H. This was a really boring match that Kaliko actually liked, so defended
That
Kaliko.
was the match. Oh God, here you go. Everybody always says it's boring. It wasn't boring. That was the match of the night. No flips, no nothing. It was all slow, methodical storytelling.
So you're saying no flips, just fists?
No flips, just this, baby, and rest holds. But it was good shit. To me, it was a good match. Me personally, I thought it told a story of, hey, I don't want to make that one mistake because I know that one mistake can fucking cost me. And it practically did. I mean, it was just great chemistry between the two. And to me personally, that match should have been the match. That's a match that they should have had at 25, but the problem was they had to follow HBK and Taker at 25. So that's you see what I'm saying? So that's where to be where that was. That's how high regard I have that match.
You know, these matches, you know, they're reminding me of the first episode of Futurama where the Harlem Globetrotters show up. Like, we challenge you Earthlings to a match of basketball. And what happens if we lose? Nothing. There are absolutely no consequences.
I mean, and it shouldn't be. It was a nostalgia match, and
Well, it shows you that
why would you have it?
Triple H is greater than Batista, Randy Orton greater than Triple H. And I think
my evolutionary ladder match.
Yeah.
But that also shows you that that's the opposite of the Goldberg fucking Undertaker match, where we had two freaking people damn near in their 40s in 100-degree weather working aside.
And watch the next international pay-per-view. We get Triple H, Randy Orton versus Batista in a triple threat.
God. I think Batista is retired at least for a year, so we'll be waiting a little while for that match. Yeah. But like touching on what you said, Kaliko, the match at WrestleMania 25, I felt was a lot better. If you don't watch the Undertaker Shawn Michaels match before, you're good.
Or if you don't pay attention to the referee saying you got 1 minute.
But that's the problem. Like you couldn't watch the HBK. As a matter of fact, after that, what's funny is after that Goldberg match with the Undertaker, WWE went out of their way to post the Undertaker Shawn Michaels WrestleMania 25 match on social media.
Like, as an apology, please watch this over and over again.
Believe me, we've already watched it over 1,000 times.
March 3rd, 2009, 3 weeks before WrestleMania 25, I was at Raw in Boston. It was the night Shawn Michaels beat Vladimir Kozlov to face The Undertaker, and it was the night Jimmy Snuka appeared on Jericho's Talk is Jericho.
Yeah, that's right.
It was the night that Triple H said to Randy Orton, "I'm going to break your freaking neck."
And that was some quality shit back then.
And that clip was actually in the promo package. For Triple H, Randy Orton. That was I drove up that day. It was a huge snowstorm. But oh man, seeing that main event, because it was John Cena and Edge, and it being so close to 25, kind of really thought that John Cena was gonna
not win,
beat Edge that night for the title. It was just.
But that was when you actually paid for a WWE ticket. You actually got your money's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good days, good times. Hopefully those times will come back again. But just really quick going back to that match. Triple H and Randy Orton, definitely the better man went over Randy Orton. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I mean he's the full-time guy. He's the guy you see week in and week out. Triple H is their Santa Claus in it, along with everyone else. So, I mean, why wouldn't you use that? And Orton can use that to catapult himself into, say, a title picture, because Kofi needs some challengers.
So, the next match, my bad. Mansoor won the 50-man battle royal.
Man, we didn't even know he was there.
Yep.
We didn't know he was there until he walked out the curtain, bro.
Unless they call him Gorilla Mansoor, I'm not interested.
Exactly. Gorilla Mansoor.
I was
thinking
the same thing. But Monsoon.
To me, that was I was thinking of the 50 people that was in it, and I was not thinking that guy. That's for damn.
I mean,
what? No Hiroki Sumi?
My thoughts were they have way too much of a budget, because they gave the Miz fireworks. When has the Miz ever got fireworks in his whole entire career?
Well, that's because they have a no pyro policy now.
No,
And
it seemed like everybody had fucking fireworks on that show.
If the people financing the show want fireworks, they're gonna get fireworks.
Yeah, they were like, I want that bitch lit up.
This wasn't. I don't think this really was a matter of giving it to specific people. I really think it was a matter of the Saudi royalty saying, "Oh, well, I'm not going to do the accent, but we want them. We want this guy to have all the stuff. Plus, aside from everything else, Miz is probably the, and I can't believe I'm saying this right now, the most popular WWE TV star not wrestling right now. That's on the active roster.
Yeah,
I give him that. I mean, he's having matches.
Yes, he's having matches, but they've been more focused on his
TV
show, Miz and Mrs., which is a great show. Actually, I liked it way more than I thought I would. And he's gonna be a father for the second time soon, so he's gonna be off, probably off TV for a month or so.
Yeah. Alright, and that brings us to our main event. The Undertaker defeated Goldberg.
Wait, you sure that was the main event?
What about Kofi Ziggler?
Yeah. Hey.
I'm not trashing Kofi. Kofi's a great wrestler, but
the match itself wasn't anything memorable.
And Dolph Ziggler as your opponent, Dolph Ziggler, he's a good little jobber. That's what he's good at.
That's true, but that's why I thought it was important Orton won, because he could use that to get a title shot,
Sure.
Like, and with Kofi and Orton, that has history. So we could take that back to 2009 when Kofi was supposed to have been over and Randy kind of stopped him from getting pushed. So, it's going to be a lot of
Randy. What Randy?
So, the whole stupid comment that like all that.
Yeah.
So
obviously they're going with Ziggler right now because he's wrestling Kofi at Stomping Ground in 2 weeks, I think.
Yep.
Makes me glad that they moved the San Diego show to wherever they are now.
Well, honestly, I think they brought back Ziggler to counteract Jon Moxley.
Nothing's ever gonna counteract Jon Moxley.
Yeah, no. They wanted to be like, oh look, look who we brought back, the guy that said he wasn't coming back.
But I think that's why they do the Bray Wyatt thing. I thought the Bray Wyatt sketch this week was kind of like,
dude, the Muscle Man dance.
Yes, I thought that shit was meant to counteract.
And Puppet Vince. Oh my god!
And the fact that Vince did the voiceover, that tells me he's like, he did that to prove a point to go.
And
hey,
by the way,
ideas.
By the way, that pig was supposed to be Husky Harris.
Yes, the pig was Husky Harris. You know what's funny? There's a guy on Twitter who has he's literally posted put the theories to all of this. And one of his theories is that all of this is happening in Bray's mind. And he's counteracting between good and evil and all this other shit. So that would be fucking great.
The funny thing about it is that fans will have so many analogies or what they think it is, and what it actually is really nothing.
Well, it only will be nothing depending on who he goes after first. Yeah, if they make it nothing. Yeah. And I don't think Vince is gonna make it nothing. I think that they're waiting on the right person, and whoever. And it always depends. Who is the first person? Who is the person that's going to get it first? Right? Yeah. Like that is the most important. And it's got to be somebody who Bray can actually work well with, and
yes,
and actually do something. Which is why I think like he has put Orton out on blast on social media. So
I've actually, well, yeah, you can go with Orton, for the fact that they show that the house burning in the background, or what if somewhere Wyatt holds his former family members responsible?
Actually,
that too.
They're not gonna bring Luke Harper back. I don't think so. Anyway.
No, but I'm talking about
Eric Rowan
and Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, he was a part of the Wyatt family at one point.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of angles he can go with it, so it just depends. But right now, just keep doing the vignettes because those are like freaking hilarious to me. Those things. And it's funny how this is how fickle people work. Because when he first came out and did that shit, people were like, oh my God, Mr. Rogers, blah, blah, blah. And now they're like, that's the only thing that's carrying Raw. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, that's what happens. You just got to let shit play out, bro. Like, let it play. Let it play out.
All right.
How their neighbor.
Let's get back to the main event. Undertaker and Goldberg. During the match, Goldberg busted his head open, but if you seem to notice, when he came out of his locker room, he headbutt the door, and when he came out of his locker room, his head was already pretty raw and was almost about to bleed. So obviously his skull is a lot more thinner than it used to be back then. And he just bleeds now.
That's from them Georgia football Falcons days. Like, shit, you can't do that shit forever.
True.
Like that's where that is. Like, he needs to stop that shit because that's where the concussion's coming from. That's where like the NFL's dealing with all that shit and concussions. WWE's dealing with all that shit and concussions, and it's just making everybody look like. It makes like what Scooter said. It makes WWE look negligent. In actuality, this dude, WWE didn't tell him to headbutt the fucking door. You know what I mean? Like, I said that. That's what they're gonna say. I didn't tell you to headbutt the fucking door. You could have kicked it down.
Yeah.
Like shit.
But going back to when this match was like first announced, I said that if it lasts for more than 5 minutes, I'd be shocked. And if it goes over 5 minutes, that's way too long. And I think I pretty much hit it on the ball.
Yeah, I mean that match wasn't meant to be forever.
No,
I think people were expecting almost like a rehash of Lesnar Goldberg from 33.
Yeah.
Or maybe even from Survivor Series 2016.
Well, I don't think that they were going to put Goldberg over.
I thought they were.
Takeover.
I
tell you the reason why. Undertaker is a WWE guy, and Goldberg is a WCW guy.
But but in every this is the first match Undertaker has won since I
34, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say the last Super Showdown.
You didn't win on any of the Super Showdowns.
The casket match.
Yeah, the Rusev match. Yeah.
Was that before? That was after WrestleMania 34.
That was the Greatest Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that was the Greatest Royal Rumble. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
But it went down the way I literally I almost even wrote this down. Watch, if Goldberg's gonna come right out with a spear, get a 2. There's gonna be a choke slam 2. No, he's gonna hit old school. No, He'll tombstone him. He'll kick out. He'll go for a spear, jackhammer. He'll kick out. He'll go for it again. Turn it into the tombstone. Boom.
Yeah, you were right about that. But you know,
I mean, that's basically Goldberg matches. Like
it was kind of botched from the beginning.
kind
Huh?
of, kind of, kind, sir.
You have two guys in their 50s trying to be athletic and trying to sports entertain. I'm air quoting. And in 102-degree weather. Well, seniors should not be out in that kind of weather, let alone trying to perform. So, there was that too. That all around, not the best idea to put these guys together.
This makes me think of two things. One, going back to the last actual Super Showdown, and HBK saying we're too old for this shit.
Yes.
Yeah, like if I was there, I would have had a sign saying you're too old for this shit. Or what they should have done is they should have had them both come out and they should have had them play 2K19.
Esports fighter in Saudi Arabia.
But Undertaker would play as Goldberg, and Goldberg would play as Undertaker.
But it wouldn't be on a PlayStation. I bet it'd be on something like a ColecoVision, dude.
I see you took the joke I made weeks ago and you made it to yourself. That's good. What are you going to do next? Take off your fenders? Try it. You'll like it.
Now I'm going to complete Joy Riot and tell them, let's have a penis party.
Yeah. Where the jokes never start, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep. Welcome to Wrestling with Entertainment. Somebody said on social media that they need to let Undertaker retire now because it's painful to watch him wrestle.
He liked the tweet.
And Undertaker liked the tweet.
But Undertaker also on Instagram talking about I'll retire when I want to retire. Like, bitch, you might want to go. Like,
pretty soon he's gonna be resting in pieces.
He's already in pieces, Scooter. He's already in pieces.
We're gonna have like we're gonna have Undertaker figures with like detachable body parts.
He's more machine than man now.
Rest in peace. Oops, I crap my pants.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
Oh wait. I mean Michelle.
Damn.
Just put the Undertaker, put him in a box and let him come out of the box and then it'll be over again.
Yeah, because people always bumping out of the box. Motherfucker.
I eat my double cheeseburger, double cheese, double mayo, double onions.
But now, the oxygen mask they gave out to the front, the first 10 rows are now going for a pretty penny on eBay.
Really?
No, there were no oxygen masks giving out. Come on.
That should have been though.
You think Saudi Arabia would care enough to give a bet? No, that's bad.
Yeah.
That's a terrible joke. Saudi Arabia, for serious, now that's a joke. Serious, that's a joke.
Yeah.
Hey, man. Hey, Saudi Arabia, they the ones who paid for the show, but they were also the ones be like, yo, can we get Earthquake on this show?
Yeah, they want
God. Yeah, they're working on a serum to reanimate dead bodies.
Yeah, let's get Yokozuna and Ultimate Warrior, but unfortunately Papa Shango wasn't available with his Ouija board.
And they want the Beatles to perform the theme song.
Yes.
Damn, that'd be Well, there's enough of them alive to actually make that happen.
And want the
Would you
Mountie.
really want to go see a Beatles concert with just Paul and Ringo? I'd rather just have Paul.
I prefer just Ringo. So,
Oh,
Undertaker, you could see after the match he was visibly upset. He was visibly pissed off that he couldn't perform. And
Oh, yeah.
hopefully this is, because before this he was starting to do outside of WWE projects. And Vince McMahon was like, no, I want you with WWE. I'll pay you X amount of $1 million.
Dang.
And
yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't pass up the X millions of dollars just to sit home until somebody wants me to come and make an appearance?
Hi, my name's Kevin Nash.
Shawn Michaels. That's why I give props to people like Shawn Michaels, who knows, like, yo, I'm not trying to be that guy, right? Like, I'm not trying to be the guy to be stuck there forever.
My name's Sting in 2001.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I doubt. Well, maybe Goldberg will wrestle again if the money's right and he gets to get over. It's soon to be seen if Undertaker will ever again. Probably one more one-off in Saudi Arabia.
And then
but,
one more after that. And then one after that. And then one after that.
Yeah. And that shall conclude this episode of Wrestling with Entertainment.
What? It didn't last 30 hours?
What?
Yeah, this show usually goes for 10 hours messing with Mitch.
Well, yeah, because like
did nobody hear me just play the Firefly Funhouse theme?
No.
Dang it!
We should go. Yeah.
We should.
Next week, next Saturday, we will have coverage of Dominion of New Japan. And maybe whatever else happens in WWE till then. I don't know. I might after Dominion, I might take a really long nap and just not watch wrestling for a while. Huh? Which seems counterproductive considering we do a podcast on wrestling.
If you're having trouble sleeping, just put on Super Showdown and you're out within minutes.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Or the first hour. Or the first hour of Raw.
Yeah. Actually, the first hour was not bad. It seems like the second and third is the killer now. If you like the show, please like, subscribe, comment. We would greatly appreciate if you will tell us if you like what we're doing. If you don't like what we're doing, give us a thumbs up. It takes literally 1 second. I see some people give us thumbs down. Fuck those people. And
damn you, Mitch, and your multiple accounts.
Damn the bots.
Yeah, damn those bots.
It's a social network.
You guys are on Twitter. Could you please give out your Twitters?
Oh man, I'll let the guest of the hour go first.
Oh, thank you, Kanye. You can find me at Scooter Dust with those 2,500 followers and growing.
And you can find me at I am Kaliko, 10 followers and growing.
All right, so we have an average of about 1,300 followers per. So that's good.
I am James Jane. I have 0 followers.
Oh, our average just went down.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. And for my co-host Kaliko Yachts, Mitch Mayhem, who will hopefully will be back next week.
Man, he's gonna come back with a chainsaw. He's gonna come back with a chainsaw on our asses.
Oh, without a doubt. If Mitch, you're listening, we didn't mean it. It was just we're walking you.
Oh, a little bit.
It's tongue in cheek, literally.
Yeah. I know he watches the show, so we might be in trouble. Okay, and I'd like to thank our special guest Scooter Dust from Dust Busted.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you on. Always fun.
Always.
I am James J, and this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.